Hi, welcome to Ed Foodie. Today we're going to make a little snack, and I think maybe the next couple of videos I'll try to put out a few, since we got Super Bowl coming, some snack or party items. So today we're going to make meatball sliders, and should be good. Let's get started. I'm going to make like a half of a recipe, so if you're going to make a recipe for a family or a little gathering, you may want to double or triple this recipe. So I'm going to start with half a pound of lean ground beef. I'm using 93%. And this is going to end up making 4 sliders. So if you double this, you could probably make 8 or 9, depending on how big you make your meatballs and how big your slider buns are. Give you an example. Here's the 4 I'm using. You know, they're smaller buns, and I'm using the Hawaiian buns. A little bit sweeter and just a real nice soft texture. So I got my half a pound of ground beef. I'm going to add to that a 1/4 cup of Italian seasoned breadcrumbs. We'll add 2 tablespoons of grated Parmesan cheese. I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of some prepared pesto. Stir this up good so I don't get just all oil. Okay, 1 tablespoon. You can salt and pepper to taste. That pesto might be a little salty, so I don't know if you really need the salt or not. Okay, we're gonna mix this up good. So what I'm gonna try to do here is use a half of I've got a beaten egg here. I'm gonna try to use half of it. So again, if you're making a full 1 pound of ground beef, this will be easy. Just put in a whole egg. Let's try that. I just don't want this to get too runny. You know, what the heck, I want to use the whole egg. I'll make it easy for everybody. Let's try to divide this into 4. So here are my meatballs. And just, you know, kind of give you an idea. You want to make the meatballs appropriate size for your bun. The meatballs will probably shrink a little bit, but not too much since it's 93%. Okay, so we're going to put these in the oven for 350 degrees. I've already got it preheated. And we're going to bake these for about 35 minutes. And while those are baking, what I'm going to do, or get ready anyways, I've got a jar of marinara sauce. Pour it in a pan. I'm just going to heat it up a little bit on simmer. So what we're going to do is when the meatballs are done, we'll take the meatballs out. We'll stir them up in here, get them all covered real good before we put them on the buns. As the meatballs get close to being done, I'm going to melt down some butter with some spices, and we're going to brush the tops of the buns. So I've got a tablespoon of butter. We're going to put in a sprinkle of Italian seasoning. You know, maybe, I don't know, 1/4 of a teaspoon there. I'm using the jar here of garlic. Maybe a teaspoon. And to your liking, some crushed red pepper. You can leave that out. I'm going to put in maybe 1/8 of a teaspoon. Just to spice it up a little bit. And then maybe another teaspoon of our grated Parmesan cheese. And then we'll melt that down right before we bring out the meatballs. I ended up baking the meatballs for about 40 minutes. They look pretty well done here. I'm going to remove them from the pan and put them on a separate plate. We're going to set that aside for 1 minute. Wipe out a little bit of the pan with the grease in it. Get most of the grease out, but leave a little bit still in the pan. Separate the buns and put on the bottom part of the bun. Next, we're going to add some sliced mozzarella cheese. And I'm just going to fold one slice in half, put it widthwise on two of the bottom parts of the bun, and then I'll take another slice and put them the other way on it. So 2 slices of cheese for the 4 bottom halves of the bun. Now we can stir our meatballs in the marinara sauce that's already been warmed. Just stir it softly, gently, but make sure you get a good coating of the marinara sauce on the meatballs. Now we can take the meatball and put one on each of the bottom parts of the bun. Now I'm going to add 1 spoonful of the marinara sauce on top of each individual meatball. You don't want to put too much because you don't want these things too sloppy. Now we're going to add 1 more layer of the sliced mozzarella cheese, doing it the same way. This time I decided to cut each piece into fourths, put 1/4 on top, and then get another one and do the same thing. So we have, again, 2 layers of cheese. Now we can put the tops of the buns on top of each one, and we're almost there. Now we're going to take that melted butter mixture and coat each top of each bun and put as much on there as you can. It's going to really make it, we're going to put it back in the oven, so it's going to bake on there and it's going to really be good. Now sprinkle the top of each bun with a little bit more grated Parmesan cheese and bake for 10 more minutes. Now here's our finished product. Doesn't that look good? Now we're ready to try it. So Catherine put a little bit of arugula on hers. Even make it more Italian.
Ooh, beef.
Yeah, it might be pretty hot.
Good. Very
Yeah,
good.
it's very messy. Really good. Excellent. There we have our meatball sliders. Pretty easy. If you like the video, give me a thumbs up and please subscribe to Ed Foodie.